Hey guys, so I just did a whole video on this and I realized that my tripod didn't record it, it got deleted. So round two. But I'm just gonna hold the camera this time too. We'll keep experimenting with the tripod. But the video was on fear and this idea of what happens to your body, what happens to your mind when you're under fear. Okay. And a lot of the times, this is a subconscious thing. We don't even realize that it's happening. The first thing you can do to kind of combat this or to make different changes in your life so fear doesn't run your life anymore is to just be aware of it, to acknowledge it. And the second step is to make a new choice if you so desire. So I want to set the stage with this video with me going to Trader Joe's, and I usually love Trader Joe's, but during this whole COVID-19 stuff, they require you to wear a face covering over your mouth and your nose, and they're pretty strict about it in most stores. But yeah, usually, I'll like wear it over my nose and I'll pull it down when I get into the store, past the COVID guards, and get a water. But then when I pull it down, I'm still in this store where everyone's wearing a mask over their nose and their face, their mouth, and for me that triggers fear, or it has at least in the past. So what happens to my body is it tenses up. Maybe you shrink a little bit when you walk. You're afraid of other people judging you. All your survival habits kick in. You become hyper vigilant. You don't want to get in trouble, right? And the big thing that happens is the joy of me going into Trader Joe's. Like I used to, get the little coffee sample, get the hot food sample, look at the cute things in the frozen section, look at the, cute like seasonal candles and cleaning stuff. Like all that when you're in fear, guys, it goes away. Your body, you cut off that part of yourself and of source, that connection with source, that goodness, that love energy, and you even like forget why you're there. I'm like, what am I here to get? Like I'm so paranoid and worried, and your like sensations rushing to your head and all this stuff, because your body feels unsafe. So what does this mean in other circumstances? So when you're let's back it up. So fear can affect you when you're trying to express yourself, right? Like for me, creatively, maybe I won't sing at all, or won't sing as loud, or dance, or be goofy, or, fully commit to a joke or to a character, right? But like for other, more everyday circumstances, it may be, you're in a meeting at the office and you have a really good idea, but you're afraid to express that idea. You're afraid, your body tenses up, you get nervous, maybe your heart starts beating faster, and you're like, you know what, like I got to deal with my body, and I'm not, it wasn't that good of a day anyway, or maybe someone else has that idea, or you write yourself off, right? That's what fear does when you try to express yourself. You close yourself off. You close your connection to source, to your higher ideas, to you being you. Out of this fear of, oh God, like, maybe I'll sound stupid, maybe this happens, out of the consequences of what might happen. You see this with money too. Maybe like a $3 coffee every day is something that would, put your day off on the right foot and make you feel happy. And, that $3 is going to make you feel so abundant. But, you grew up thinking, you can save that $3 a day. $3 a day adds up really quickly if you can just, make it at home or get a Keurig cup or something at home. So you cut yourself off from the flow of where you wanted to go with the money because of fear. It restricts you. And then you walk around all day with that, in that restriction energy. It could be not leaving a job. It could be you tense up at your job and you're like, I need to hold on to this job. I need to hold on really tightly because if I don't have this job, then you go down this fear storyline of, well, I'm going to be poor. Well, I'm going to do this. Well, I'm not going to be able to afford food, etc. I'm not going to be able to feed my kids. So you end up staying in jobs that actually don't feel good to you long term. It's in relationships. Maybe you have a boss and, the boss treats you like garbage or, has you do way much more than you can handle throughout the day, but you do it, you bunker down, you cause tension and pressure in your body, you cause negative thoughts in your mind, you cause self-harming thoughts or self-betrayal thoughts in your mind because you betray your own boundaries, you betray your own sense of needing rest, needing needing your boss to treat you a certain way because you're under this spell of, if I treat them badly, then they're going to fire me. And again, going down the fear line of something bad's going to happen to me. So you deflect the fear. You're in this rigid survival mode. Same with relationships. A lot of like romantic relationships, it's like, if I don't do what they tell me to do, I'm going to lose them. I'm going to be alone. Could be with family members too. If I don't do what they say, if I don't do, the obligatory things that they want me to do, then I'm going to be alone. Then I'm going to be sad. Then I'm going to be depressed. So like, I better do what they tell me to do. I better go to that restaurant. I better not speak my truth to my boyfriend that I'm in a lot of pain around how he's treating me. Because if I stand up for myself, I may lose him. That's what fear does. It squashes you. Cappuccino break. I'm gonna do a video too of my Halloween decorated room. It's pretty dope, spider webs and stuff. Okay, back to fear. You guys doing good? Good. So it can be around health too, right? When we're in a state of fear, we'll often do what the doctor says, or take the flu shot, or take the pills, or get the the surgery really, really quickly because we want something to change. And when we're in a state of fear, we often try and fight our body. We try and fight the cancer. We try and fight the disease. We try and fight the painful emotions, the physical symptoms that hurt our body, instead of taking a breath and seeing the gift in them, seeing why they showed up in our body in the first place. So the thing with fear is it doesn't want us to look it in the eye, because once we look it in the eye, it no longer has power over us. So use whatever example in your life, but I'm going to go back to my Trader Joe's example. So the way to live a life more from love versus fear is to, number one, start noticing when your body is operating under fear, by it tensing up, by you shutting down, by you getting nervous, by you getting scared, feeling fear, sadness, anger, whatever comes up. So acknowledging that is the first step. So me and Trader Joe's, just feeling my body tense up and shut down, and the cutoff from joy. It's like, oh, my body is feeling fear right now. And then number two, taking a breath and realizing we have a choice. Realizing that it's not so bad. Realizing that we're going to get through this. Realizing that, so what if I get kicked out of Trader Joe's? Or so what if they ask me to put the thing over my nose, whether I say yes or no to it? So what if people judge me? So what? So what if everyone else is wearing a mask around me? I'm still free to breathe fresh, clean air through my nose, okay? So whatever you're going through fear-wise in your life, number one, acknowledge it. And then number two, realize that, yes, I have a choice. Do I want to jump into a new job, or do I want to stay at my old job, forever just because, I'm feeling that that's the only option? Or do I want to take a breath and realize that I can make a new choice, that realize I can have new perceptions, that realizing that that's just the program that's been running in my body for most of my life. That there's other more calm, peaceful, non-reactive ways to deal with relationships, to deal with money, to deal with expression, to deal with health. Because when you turn off the Netflix, when you need to, I'm not saying it's bad, nothing's bad or right or wrong. When you stop hoarding food or binging food and take a breath and swivel your chair, and instead of running away from the fear and the tense in your body and just trying to take Tylenol and, trying to get the feeling of fear to go away, when you start embracing that feeling of fear in your body, in your mind, when you start, sitting down and having a cup of tea with your fear thoughts, you realize that it's just one way to live life. That, a lot of our ancestors, we've been passed down these fear codes, if you will, because they've worked in the past, right? They've worked in the past when there was less opportunities, when people were more in jams, hundreds of years ago, when our ancestors, had to hunt and gather for food. These fear tactics worked. But we're moving into a space where we no longer require fear to run our health or our money or our relationships or our expression. We can choose a new way. And I am here to be the reflection of what's available to you through what's available in my own life. Because there's no separation between us. If I'm allowed to have a more free life, a more grounded in love life, you are too. So thank you, guys. That is the video on fear and what it does to your body. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling it. And I will put a PayPal donation link down in the description of this video if you feel called to give. I love you. I love you if you don't. Either way. And I will talk to you soon, guys. Have a wonderful Friday.